Welcome to The Explainer. We don't often think about how our bodies heal. But what if an entire country decided to completely rethink that process? Today, we're diving into Malaysia's really ambitious plan to revolutionize wound care, all with the goal of better, faster healing for every single citizen.
It seems like such a simple question, doesn't it? But healing is way more complex than just grabbing a bandage. It's this delicate dance of biology, having the right technology, and of course, a huge amount of skill from healthcare professionals.
And, getting it wrong can be a really big deal. A simple cut that doesn't heal right can spiral into serious infections, major health issues, and in the worst cases, it can be truly dangerous. This is exactly why having a standardized, modern approach is so incredibly important.
So, recognizing this, Malaysia launched a massive healthcare upgrade way back in 2018. This modern wound care initiative has been rolling out in phases, and get this, by the end of 2024, it's set to be in 859 primary health clinics across the nation. That is a huge undertaking.
All right, so here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we'll get into why this is such a big deal. Then, we'll see who the teams are that make it happen, and we'll walk through what it's like for a patient at a clinic. After that, we'll check out the cool new toolkit they're using, and finally, we'll look at the real impact this has on people's lives.
So let's start with the big why. Why does something like wound care even need a national strategy? What are the real goals here?
Well, the plan is all about creating a consistent standard of excellence. This isn't just about handing out better bandages. It's about making sure that every single person gets the same high-quality care no matter where they are. It's about connecting wound treatment to other health needs, training staff on the latest and greatest techniques, and, at the end of the day, just improving people's quality of life by healing them faster and preventing those nasty complications.
Okay, a national strategy is great, but who actually makes it happen on the ground? Let's take a look at how this whole plan flows from the very top right down to your local clinic.
It all starts right at the national level. You've got a committee of top experts, people from medicine, public health, pharmacy, and they're the ones setting the vision. Think of them as the architects, drawing up the blueprint for the entire country.
Then, that big national blueprint gets handed down to state and district committees. These are your regional managers. They take that grand strategy and make it real. They handle the training, manage the resources, and make sure the program rolls out smoothly in their local areas.
And that brings us to the most important level of all, the team at your local health clinic. These are the folks on the front lines. A whole crew of doctors, nurses, pharmacists, dietitians, and therapists, all working together to give you that holistic care we were just talking about.
Okay, so let's put ourselves in the patient's shoes. You have a wound, and you walk into one of these nearly 900 clinics. What actually happens next? Let's follow that journey.
Well, the process is super structured, which is a good thing. Nothing is left to chance. From the moment you register, every single step is designed for quality. You get your vitals checked, they do an initial assessment, then a really deep evaluation of the wound itself, proper cleaning and dressing. They'll even teach you about home care, and then you get your prescription and your next appointment. It's a full, predictable cycle of great care.
Now, let's zoom in on that deep evaluation step. They use this clever tool called the TIME framework. This isn't just a quick look. It's a systematic guide. The team assesses the T for tissue type, they look for I for infection, they check the M for moisture balance, and they examine the E for the wound edge to see if it's healing properly. This simple acronym ensures a thorough, smart evaluation every single time.
Of course, you can't have a modern process without modern tools, right? This isn't just about a new checklist. It's about having the right gear and supplies to actually do the job right.
And that's a fair question. What exactly makes this care modern? Well, a huge part of the answer is a complete 180 shift in our scientific understanding of how wounds heal in the first place.
This right here, this is the game changer. For decades, we all thought the best thing to do was to let it air out and form a dry scab. But what we know now is that's not the best way. The modern approach is all about keeping a balanced, moist environment because that actually speeds up the body's own natural healing powers. So we're moving away from just passive covers like gauze and towards active dressings that actually help manage that healing environment.
So what does that look like in practice? Well, these clinics are now stocked with all sorts of advanced dressings. For example, if a wound is too dry, they might use a hydrogel to add moisture, which is soothing and helps clean things out. But if a wound is producing too much fluid, they'll use a foam dressing to soak up the extra, all while keeping the wound bed perfectly moist and protected. These are active tools, not just covers.
So when you put it all together, the national strategy, the trained teams, that step-by-step process, the modern tools, it all points to one crucial thing: getting better results and giving every patient a better quality of life.
And this quote from the initiative's own guidelines just says it all perfectly. Holistic and quality wound care is crucial to ensure a faster and more effective healing process. It's not just about patching someone up, it's about total care that leads to faster, better, and more complete healing.
And that leaves us with a really important final thought. If a structured nationwide plan can completely transform something as fundamental as wound care, what other parts of public health could be changed for the better with a similar blueprint? It's a powerful model for improving lives, one system at a time.